So we are here with Tony.
Yeah.
Tony, you are with?
I'm with Arcane Wonders. Arcane Wonders is a company we've been around since like 2011, 2012. We started with Mage Wars. We branched off. We have we still do Mage Wars Academy and Arena, but we also have the Dice Tower Essentials line of games, which we partner with Tom Vassell from Dice Tower. He brings us games and we look at them, we go through them with him, and then we publish a number of them. The first was Sheriff of Nottingham.
Okay. That, by the way, is one of Nicole's favorite games.
Yeah. The second in the line is Onitama, which we have right in front of us.
I don't like Onitama because I play it with my fiance and he consistently beats me.
Okay.
So, but it is actually a very fun game.
Yeah, so basically Onitama, you deal the 5 cards.
Yeah.
You do the movement based on the cards and you go back and forth.
What got you into the board game industry?
Okay, funny enough, I designed a board game I started designing with one of my college buddies in 2010, 2011. I've been in sales and marketing for about 10 years, and I kind of wanted to make a game.
Did you grow up playing games?
Yeah, I grew up playing Dungeons & Dragons, and then I moved into miniatures, skirmish games, kind of like Malifaux now, but like Dungeons & Dragons miniatures, Blood Bowl. I played all the little bits and pieces games. Was into Warhammer Fantasy for a period, and then Magic, and then gradually started looking at different, more modern board games. And that's when I designed a game called Yashima, which is published by Greenbrier Games.
Okay.
And then
that must have been very exciting. It must be very exciting to like be a board gamer, then have the idea to design a game, and then actually get it published and see it go out there.
Yeah, and it was a great experience. And I started kind of talking with a bunch of different people about board games, getting to know a lot of people in the industry. I worked for a brief time with Greenbrier Games as doing sales and marketing for them, and then that's when I was approached by Arcane Wonders, and then I've been with them for a little over a year now.
Okay.
It's been fun.
So what do you guys have for Arcane Wonder here?
Okay, so right now, I have Royals, which is the third of the Dice Tower Essentials games.
What is the Dice Tower Essentials game? Now you said that Tom Vassell comes to you with games to check out.
Yes, so basically instead of, so our partnership with Tom Vassell is he comes to us with particular games that he says, and they'll all have this logo or a variant of it on there. I'm
going to take the boxes just so that you can, you want to see if you get that logo up?
And here's a better one.
I don't know, so Nicole wanted me to point out that a friend of ours, actually somebody we met through the Twitch stream, Roger from Golden Distribution Games, had given us a game, the Onitama game, and it's actually one of our viewers' favorites.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, great. Yeah, basically, if it has the Dice Tower banner, it says, it's a line composed of games noted reviewer Tom Vassell believes are essential to every gamer's collection. And basically, he comes to us with games, we look at them, we play them with him, we test them with him, and then we determine whether or not we feel it'd be a good fit for our company as well as the Dice Tower line. So that's that line of games. We also have Mage Wars, which is our flagship. It's sort of like a Wizards dueling game, only it eliminates the whole frustration of drawing from a deck. So you don't have a deck. You have a spell book, which is literally a book that has your spell cards in it.
That's very
So basically, whenever and whenever you want to play a card, you just take it out and you play that card.
That's very neat.
So, and that's the system that our whole Mage Wars product line is based off of.
This being your flagship game,
yes.
Who was the designer for the game?
The designer for this game was Brian Pope. He's our owner.
Okay.
And so Brian Pope came in with Mage Wars as his flagship, created Arcane Wonders. And it's kind of interesting you ask that because our next game that we announced yesterday, Spoils of War, which is happening at a table over there, It's also designed by Brian.
Are those his only 2 games?
Yeah,
and
those are the first games he has produced, and this is the first game that Arcane Wonders has made that isn't Mage Wars and isn't in the Dice Tower Essentials. So this is
those are really your 2 focuses on the lines is the Mage Wars games and the Dice Tower Essentials games.
And Spoils of War is the first game we've made that is outside of that
you guys
realm.
must be really excited.
Yeah, we're
about
excited.
That.
Oh, it's a great game, high social interaction, and I can show off that game here in a few minutes for you.
Yeah, that would be really great.
Yeah, great. So let's get over there. I can run you through the premise, and then we can do that.
We're moving. So we're going to head over to the Spoils of War table. This is their new game that is coming out. So he was saying with Arcane Wonders that the 2 game sections, I guess would be a good way to put it.
Different product lines.
Are the Dice Tower Essential, the Dice Tower Con Essentials lines, which are like Sheriff of Nottingham and Onitama. And then Mage Wars, which was designed by the owner of Arcane Wonders, and now he is coming out with another game that is not Mage Wars that they just announced yesterday.
Yeah, and that game is Spoils of War. If you look here, we have
you can check out the banner.
Banner up and basically featuring Spoils of War. That game is happening at this table right here.
Do you have a box?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So this is the box for Spoils of War. This is still a pre-production prototype copy of the game.
Okay.
But
the art is absolutely great. Can you tell me who did the art?
Nicholas Delagaris.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, and basically what we're doing in Spoils of War is we're introducing a dice bidding, bluffing, and like wagering system. So what happens is in the game you're all Viking warlords, chieftains that have just raided a city, and now you're sitting there going with all the treasures and loot that you've piled up, and now you have to figure out a way to divvy it up amongst you.
Okay.
So you're playing this game to divvy up the loot fairly amongst the most boisterous and victorious of the Viking chieftains. So what happens is you are rolling dice to bid. And so there's a liar's dice type mechanic where what you're doing is
What is liar's dice?
It's a classic game that has been around Pirates ages. Played it on ships.
Okay.
So it's bluffing.
Okay.
It's a betting bluffing type mechanic, dice game where what you're doing is you're eliminating players and you're wagering money.
Okay.
So what happens in this is we've taken that type of mechanic and we've made it into this game where what you're doing is you're rolling the dice. You're not eliminating players or eliminating dice like you do in liar's dice. But what you're doing is you're rolling them and then you have a similar bidding mechanic. So I'm saying I look at my hidden dice while everyone else is looking at theirs, and I say, I believe that there are 5 5s.
Okay.
Now, I'm not just talking about my dice, I'm talking about all the dice pooled together. So out of all of us, there are at least 5 5s, I believe. And then the next person would go, well, I think there are 6 6s.
Okay.
Then the next person would have to go to 7, like they could go 7 2s.
You have to go up in the number?
You have to go up in the
that?
number of dice or up in the face. So basically you could go 6 5s, 6 6s. But then you don't have a face that's higher than 6, so you'd have to go 7.
Dice.
So you could go 7 1s, then 7 2s, 7 3s, 7 4s, if you wanted to.
Okay.
Usually betting jumps more than that.
Well, that's kind of good too, because if you say 7, well, would you have to guess 7 6s after somebody said 6 6s, or you
no, you could go 7
of another
1s.
Number,
yeah.
And then somebody can go up in the face of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, or you could just go, I bet 9 3s. And so you don't have to bet in progression.
Okay.
So, but what happens is you do make that bet of the bid of the dice, and after the bidding of the dice goes around, then then a challenge is eventually made. Yep. Someone says, I don't believe that there are 9 2s.
Okay.
And they put down their challenge token. The person who declared 9 2s gets it becomes a declarer. The person who challenged them is the challenger. And then everyone else has to pick to side with either the declarer or the challenger.
Okay.
So at that time, what happens is everyone else is betting money while siding with the different Vikings. So I'm going to side with the challenger, and I'm also going to bet 10 gold.
Okay.
So what happens there is that 10 gold is actually being used to bet towards me picking the treasures first.
How so?
So if I'm on the winning side,
yeah,
like between the challengers and the declarers,
right,
then the person who picks treasure first is the one that has the highest bet.
most money?
Yes.
That works.
So there's a risk there involved with, if I am on the losing side, however, I lose the money.
Gold, but if I'm on the winning side and I bet the most,
then I get what treasures I want. And in Spoils of War, there's a set collection mechanic, so you're trying to collect sets of different cards.
Okay.
So if we kind of rotate.
Before we do, we just want to make sure that the people that are playing the game are comfortable with being recorded on camera.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you wanted to.
Yeah, just a second.
Okay. Is it okay?
So it's great.
Okay.
So basically what we're going to do is we're going to rotate right over here. And
thank you guys. We didn't mean to interrupt your game. I appreciate it.
We're going to focus kind of right here so that you can get the thing.
Okay.
Right now the bidding phase is happening. And he just said 5 2s, and basically they're going, and he responds with 5 5s, and then it goes to the next player, and then
6 4s. So he's gone up with the number of dice.
Yes.
And changed the face.
So 6 4s. Now it's 6 5s.
Remember, you have to change one of the two denominations.
So basically, they're saying the same thing we just talked about, where you have to go up the face or the number of dice. So when you're looking at the game, what ends up happening?
Do they have because I see the art and it's very pretty, do they have a pile that they're not using? Maybe we can show the stream one of the cards. We can sneak one real quick.
So a number of different
So
cards.
is this our treasure?
Yes, these are all the different treasure cards.
Nicole, do you want to check to see?
Yeah, these are all different types of treasure.
I can keep these with me, right? No big deal if we just walk away with the treasure in our hands. I mean, it's not really the full game, Nicole. I don't know what we're going to do with that. I started small. That's good. That's good. So that's the Storm Dragon egg. Oh, so it's a dragon egg.
Yeah.
So you're trying. So what comprises a set?
So we have a handy dandy cheat sheet.
These, can I tell you, they're my favorite.
Yeah. So basically, there are different types of sets. There are 3-card sets. There are 4-card sets. And then there are Conqueror sets, which is one of each type. So after you go through and you do the different rounds of the game where you place bets, you divide the spoils, then you're scoring based on the different sets of the game. So they're bidding, now they're doing the betting stage here, actually. So they're betting the money, they're determining who was there. We have 2 people that went with the declarer, 2 people that went with the challenger. And he just not table flip because he lost. So the declarers won that.
The dice cups come with the games?
There will be dice cups. These are not the ones that there will be.
Okay.
They're going to be injected molded. They're going to be about yay thick with a diameter a little bit bigger than this.
Oh,
so they're going to be like more stout, like
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. They're going to be more stout dice shake cups. What's going to be is a light brown with Jaisal, the life tree, injected molded into it. So there's like Viking engravings on there.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so we're going to make it very thematic, a lot of Viking theme in there. But basically what happens after each bidding round is you divvy up the treasures based on who bet the most.
And it looks like she's getting to pick.
And she's picking because the declares yeah. And they're picking based on the sets. The ones that are left over get put off to the side.
Okay.
And basically as you play the game, you go through 9 different rounds.
Okay.
There is one treasure type that we didn't really talk about, which is artifacts.
Okay.
Artifacts add to the game. They allow you to have extra dice. They have different abilities, little gotcha things.
Okay.
So basically, like, that's Loki's gold. I don't know exactly what the text is on it right now, but...
No, because nobody can hear you anyway.
At the end of the game, choose a non-artifact item. So, like, a pendant. For bonuses, it counts as that item.
Okay.
And also as an artifact. So basically, you get more double side collection. Yeah. Different ones allow you to go through the extra cards and pick out ones that you want. Others give you an extra die to roll, or allow you to change a face of a die.
Very
so
cool.
A lot of little things like that.
So if I'm interested in this game, you guys just announced it yesterday.
Yes.
When is it coming out?
It's coming
How
out.
are you going to get it? How do I get updates?
It's coming out in April.
Okay.
So we still have a little bit of time until we're looking at having this come out to market. But it will be coming out in April, and we're going to have a lot of news going through the Arcane Wonders website and also on our Facebook and Twitter.
Okay.
Basically, it will be available come April after the Gamma Trade Show. Which is Game Manufacturers Association trade
Gamma
show.
out in Las Vegas?
Yeah. So after that show, we'll have the launch. It'll go through retail. We'll have all of our product available at all worldwide through standard game distribution, local hobby shops and stuff like that to begin with.
Very cool. Very. Tony, is there anything else that you want to make sure that our viewers know?
No, really. This is the basic premise of what we're doing. We have a number of other Dice Tower games and stuff coming out later in the year, but this is the first big launch we have going. So we're pretty much spending most of our time here at BGG.CON to show off Spoils of War.
Kind of get the awesome sneak peek of Spoils of War.
Sneak peek, yeah.
Very cool. Nicole, do we have any questions in chat? No?
Okay.
Tony?
Hey, no, thank you for having me.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Like I said, if one of those Sheriffs of Nottingham games go missing, Nicole didn't take it.
Yeah, no, hey, appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony.